Come with me. Fly low and forget time. Katmai is not on any road, not even at the end of one.
Hey, you want to come over here and I'll tell you what's going on while they unload your luggage and everything. Just want to tell you a little bit about the brown bears. We do have brown bears around here. We've sighted a couple little ones. When you're going on the trail, make a lot of noise, you know, talk and everything. You gonna be staying at the lodge or camping?
Camping.
Okay. I'll take you down to the campground. We have a food cache. Put all your food up in the food cache. And,
Thank you.
and keep it up there at all times.
We looked in Katmai through a magic window with time suspended. We saw a world of plants and animals living out their cycles of birth, growth, decay, and death in a state of balance and harmony, regulated by nature. We saw the primeval past and the present and future in a single glance.
You ever been here before?
We were not the first in Katmai. People have been coming here to the base of the Alaskan Peninsula for 6,000 years. Along the Katmai coast, ancient Eskimo peoples hunted the sea and forest for food and clothing. In dwellings of wood and sod, planted firmly into the earth, they found protection from animals and safety from storms. They measured time and change by the sun, the tides, and the seasons. They were a part of this place, and their respect for it endures. For several recent centuries, the coastal natives had friends and relatives living across the Aleutian Mountains to the east. The lake and river families of the Katmai inland fed on salmon, hunted moose and caribou, and the great Alaskan brown bear. Nearly 2 centuries ago, the first Russian trappers and traders came, looking for seal and sea otter furs for the markets of Europe and Asia. For For nearly 80 years, a village near the mouth of the Katmai River was a trading center of the Russian-American Commercial Company. With the purchase of Alaska, the Russian traders gave way to Americans. The Americans moved on too when the fur-bearing animals of the Katmai region were finally killed off. Given time and given protection in 1918 as a national monument, Katmai has already absorbed most of the scars of earlier commercial use. Away from the beaten paths of human traffic, life flows in a tide that is self-sufficient and self-renewing. The Alaskan brown bear roams over dozens of square miles of the tender subarctic landscape to feed on his staple diet of grass, berries, roots, and carrion. In turn, the droppings of bears and other animals fertilize new plant growth from season to season. When the sockeye salmon return from the North Pacific, strength is added to a fabric of life in which each part helps support all the rest. Calling upon reserves of energy stored in body tissue and driven by a fierce instinctive will to propagate the species, the salmon fight toward their rivers and streams of birth. Spawning is the final act of the salmon's life, but not their final contribution to life in Katmai. In death, they add organic material to the water that helps sustain the new generation of salmon. Their flesh is also scavenged by many kinds of birds and animals. For brown bears, the return of the salmon is a time of feasting. Fat quickly put on by eating fish helps the bears get through the winter more comfortably and surely. Protection of salmon spawning grounds in areas like Katmai is vital to the bears and to all forms of life that feed on salmon. By often leaving a part of their catch behind, the bears provide food that again contributes to the survival of birds and smaller animals.